going on, guys? The Army Trucker here. So it's been a while. It's been a fucking midget. It's March 6th, 2019. Probably haven't made a video in a year and a half. So what do I have going on right now as far as my VA disability and dealing with PTSD? I started going to a therapist. Still taking meds from my psych doctor. Lots of different meds. She rotates them regularly, it seems, which is neither here nor there, but trying to find something that works for me. May last year, I started working out, everything to get my VA disability increased. As you can see, I'm in a semi-truck right now, but that hasn't been a normal occurrence as of late. Normally it's once, twice a week is all the days I work, if that. So financially, we're struggling. I don't feel like my cognitive abilities, just thinking is difficult. I haven't been diagnosed with TBI or anything else. It's just PTSD right now, as far as I know. And basic living is difficult. My wife is more or less my caregiver. Hell, actually, we filled out paperwork for her to be my caregiver. Apparently, for a caregiver, I forget the paperwork's name, but you can talk to your VA psych doctor about it. Sorry, receiver just got here for the warehouse. But anyway, it's 2 pieces of paperwork you fill out. You can do it inside the VA. I turned it in to the lady there that dealt with it herself. And there's apparently 3 different tiers of caregiver. There's tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. 1 being the least amount of caregiving, no more than 10 hours. The 3rd being 40 hours. And the in between is like the 25 hours, I think. So the pay is $500, $1,300, and I think $1,800 or $2,000 or something like that. I don't expect to get tier 3, but I'm hoping we can get tier 2. Because bless my heart, she does a lot of work. She does everything from reminding me to get up and go to work, and schedules my appointments, takes care of my pills, reminds me to take my pills. Hell, she reminds me to shower sometimes. You know, as you can see, I haven't had a haircut in a while or a shave, but she'll get on top of that with me pretty quick. So if we get 100%, there won't be any more working, even if this is more or less a protected work environment, which according to the VA guidelines, if I have a protected workplace, I can continue to work even with 100% PTSD, which you otherwise wouldn't be able to. PTSD, a lot of guys are, well, can I work with 100%? Well, yeah, you can work with 100%. You can't work with 100% mental health rating, because the first line of that sentence is total occupational and social impairment. And you can't work with TDIU, of course. So if you have 70% for PTSD and you have temporary individual unemployability, you wouldn't be able to work. But yeah, so I'm starting to go to therapy, trying to get 100%. I'll know something hopefully by next week, by the 13th of March. And like I said, it's the 6th of March. So 7 days. So yeah, a week exactly. So hopefully we get it. When I went in for the CMP exam, it was very strange. She checked my global assessment of functioning or whatever with basic short-term memory stuff. She didn't ask a whole lot of questions. She asked a basic, what were your traumas? She didn't really go into it. We talked a little about suicide ideation. Sorry, can't talk. It's been a long day. Suicide ideation, a couple of things going into trauma, and that was really it. It was really quick. It was really strange. It wasn't anything like my initial DBQ CMP exam. I didn't expect it to be, but this lady didn't even touch over the DBQ. Like, luckily, I guess my wife and I, like, she assumed we were there not for an increase, but for the 5-year assessment. And I'm like, no, that's not what we're here for. We're here for an increase. She's like, oh. I'm like, well, we should have enough for an increase. I'm like, I'm 70%. The next step from there is 100% for mental health. Like that's the only other tier to go to. So we'll see where that goes. I really don't have extremely high hopes for it. But yeah, so I work when I can. My boss understands that I have combat-related PTSD. He's a cool guy. He loves me to death. I work when I can, and he takes care of me. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. It's just a basic, quick update, down and dirty. Not a whole lot else going on. That is really it. I'll head on something else, I'm sure, once it comes to me. Thinking is rather difficult. Let's go over some of the symptoms I'm having. So the nightmares were a big thing before. They're not so much now because I'm on medication for it. But everything else outside of nightmares has deteriorated greatly. I still have nightmares, but it's not as extreme. It's not as debilitating as it was before. I'm not drinking as much because that put me in a bad mindset. But yeah, everything outside of nightmares is just fucking horrendous. Like if it wasn't for my wife, I would be homeless, man. Like, fuck me, I'd be homeless. She takes care of me. But yeah, that's it. We're gonna call that the update. We're about 6.5 minutes in. And thanks for watching. As always, the Army Trucker, I'm out.